she's gonna be introducing herself. Eve.
Yes.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you feeling?
I am very happy this morning. I am so excited. Yes.
And thank you for the hospitality. We've been here, we've enjoyed ourselves. Mumetushughulikia vizuri. And now it's time to get into business.
Yes.
So besides, you know, Eve, the Eve that we're seeing right now, what do you do here at Study Now? What's your role?
All right. So my name is Eve Wanore, and I am the marketing executive at Study Now East Africa. Yes.
And besides now being a marketing executive, who's Eve?
Eve is a jovial person. I love interacting with people. I love being in a space that I am sharing interests with others. I am outside work. I'm very solution oriented. I love being in a space where I can actually provide solutions. And yeah, I'm a very happy human being.
And we can see that, guys. As you can see the joy in this room. We're just joyous. So we're just going to get into it because our audience is so curious to know everything about studying abroad and everything that they need to do, because right now almost every student, maybe Form 4s, graduates, they are looking to study abroad and they don't even know the process. And I also told them that Leo, this is the day that we learn. So maybe I will move on swiftly to our first question. What inspired the creation of Study Abroad Kenya, and what gap were you aiming to fill in the education space?
All right. So most people aim to study to a point where they have gotten to the peak of education, right? So you'd find people don't want only to do, say, diplomas. They want to upgrade to degrees. They want to do masters and PhDs. And some of these courses, I'm not saying that you cannot get them locally. I'm just saying that you can get more and more if you do global. And global is a space where you are able to even get opportunities abroad, not only just studying, even like working from there. So if you would say study a course in Kenya and maybe do an upgrade abroad, it is easier for you to get more opportunities with your global degree. So what inspires us is basically ensuring that people get the education that they actually want without stress. What I mean is, we actually do take applications for students personally. So we do the application processes without charging. This is to help the students be able to finish the application process. Bila ile kungangana nini, you know how applying to study abroad is. So most students actually avoid that, ndio avoid the hassle. So what Study Now does is basically do it for you so that you don't have to hustle for it.
And that is so profound. So you people are helping people study now abroad without having to overthink it. And we are here, guys, and you can see this is a legit company. So because also there are so many con men out here that are conning people money. And even before we get to the services that you people offer, I'd like to ask you, is it something that maybe your boss experienced in Kenya, ama what inspired him or her, I have not met them yet, to, come up with such a good thing? Okay.
Study Now is not only in Kenya. We have branches all over. Our main branch is in the UK. We have branches in Nigeria as well. We have like 3 offices in Nigeria. And then we have the Kenya branch, and we also have a Turkey branch. So the inspiration of doing Kenya is first to broaden our reach as Study Now, because from where it started, we do not only want to do it in one space. We want to broaden our reach so that we can actually offer our services all around the world. So that's one thing about opening it in Kenya. As much as when we opened it, we didn't have a clear understanding of the Kenyan market, it's more of stabilizing ourselves in Kenya so we are able to understand what Kenyan student wants. Yeah, so we do not have a specific reason as to why we are doing specifically Kenya. It's basically we have an open mind of we really want to help Kenyan students achieve their studies abroad.
And that is so profound. So for Kenyan students, maybe now a Kenyan student is watching this, because I know they are watching and they are wondering now, where do I start? And what service, if they come to study now here in Kilimani, what service are they going to get?
All right. We begin from as low as course selection. The students who want to study,
True, that is true.
We have course selection. We also have university selection. We have universities that we partner with all over, because we do destinations. We have UK, we have Malta, we have Germany, we have Canada. So we have universities that we we have universities that we partner with in these destinations, so we know specific packs of these universities and what courses are best offered there. So the reason as to why we help with university selection is it could be overwhelming.
Yeah, it is.
Because if a student knows, say I want to study journalism, and they don't know where to start or where to go, say they know in their mind for sure I want to go to the UK. UK has so many universities.
True.
That's why we also pin it down to this is a university that could best offer what you're looking for. So we have course selection, we have university selection, we have application support. We do your application process. This involves ensuring that you have everything that is required, telling you of entry requirements, telling you of everything the university requires you to have. We have documentation guidance as well, because study abroad requires you to have like a lot of documentation, which is obvious because now if you're moving outside, a lot will be required for you to prove one or two things. So we help you with documentation guidance. We also have visa support. We help you with the application for your visa, and we do it for free actually. Again, all our services of Study Now are free. We also help with pre-departure support. What we mean by pre-departure support is before you go, we guide you on what you would be needed to do best to make your transition a little bit easier.
Wow. And you've talked about destination points. Maybe you can touch on some of the countries that you locate or you send these students to, and maybe some of the universities that you have partnered with in the maybe previous years. All right. So we do have mainly 4 destinations. We have UK, we have Malta, we have Germany, and we have Canada. On the universities, we have a broad kind of reach when we do universities. So we cannot pin it down to just 1 or 2 because we have so many. But one thing that we can assure students is for any course that you want to study in either of these destinations, you will be placed in one of the best universities. Yes. So what niche do you work with? Is it Form 4 leavers, undergraduates, graduates? Can I also study my master's there? What is the niche that you work with? We do all programs. We have undergraduate programs if a student wants to do an undergraduate program, and we also have master's program. So if someone is a Form 4 leaver, you can do your undergraduate program. If you have already done your undergraduate program here, you can upgrade to your master's program abroad. So we are able to juggle the two. And also, if at all you already did a certain course, you'd want to do another one, and you say, for example, you did an undergraduate for journalism again, if you wanted to do another course, undergraduate as well, that would be very possible if at all you have the age limit though. Wow. So what's the age limit?
For undergraduate programs, most universities or most destinations would prefer 28 and below.
Wow.
Yes.
28 and below.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, not
about 28 and below.
Okay.
For the masters, it really does not have an age limit, because masters, you can study masters at any point in your life. But the undergraduate mostly has
an age limit, because there's an age you can't just go to an undergraduate. They would be wondering what were you doing these
true.
previous years.
And also the people that you're studying with. You don't want to study with 19-year-olds and you're 45. It's going to be funny. And now the process. Walk us through the process that a student has to go through, so that now they can find themselves maybe in the UK or in Canada studying.
All right.
Yeah.
Now,
we have an application form that is always on our website or our social media pages. For the Kenyan students, we do have accounts, Study Now East Africa, that is mostly targeting the Kenyan students. So we have the application form on our website, and we have this application form on our accounts as well. If you fill out that form, your name is automatically in our systems. That is the first step. So we get your details. Higher. After we get your details, we have a student engagement team. That is the first contact with the student. So once we get your details, they call you. The reason why they call you is to confirm what course do you want to study, where do you want to go, tell you of the budget for your studies and everything. And then after you are already done with the engagement team, they have confirmed everything, you are sent to the student counselor. So tumetoka kwa engagement team, tuko kwa counseling team. On the counseling team, now they guide you on best university to study your course, what exactly is required, the entry requirements, and also just to let you know what exactly will be required for this course in this university. Yeah. After you're done with that, you are sent to the admissions team. Admissions team now will help you with your application. Of course, the Study Now counselor will give you the details and information on the documents required, what exactly you'd be required to submit, and then now to the admissions team, they handle your application. This is a bridge between you and the university. And after we give your application to the university, they send you a conditional letter. A conditional letter is if at all you have a few documents, say you have not submitted yet, a new document they will require, or something else they require before they do your application. Does not mean that you don't have the offer. The offer, you already have the offer, but there are some conditions you have to meet before you get there. After you're done with all these conditions, you now receive an unconditional offer. This is an offer that ushamaliza kila kitu, sasa imebaki sasa wewe kwenda. Yeah. After you're now paid, you know you have to pay as well. Yeah. You have to pay your school fees and everything.
The school fees, guys, not the company, not Study Now.
Please.
The school fees. And maybe you can also say that you pay directly to the account.
Yes.
Not via brokers or anything.
No. And you do not pay to Study Now.
Yeah.
Your school fees, you pay to the school directly. So after you are done with everything, you have paid, you have done your documentation, the application has gone through, we now guide you through pre-departure support. We actually have an ebook, a pre-departure ebook that we send to students, so they are able to have all the tips and guidelines on what is required before you actually go. After that, you
just go and you study.
Yes.
Wow, guys, there's no excuse for no studying abroad this year. And that is so profound. So maybe I'll insist on the fact that you're not paying to, because so many people that have been conned before, they were required to pay to a certain account in Kenya, or to a certain someone who tells them that I'm going to connect you to a certain school. Maybe now here you can see this is legit, because you're not paying your money to a company. You're actually paying your money to the school, and they guide you, and then now you go after paying your school fees. And maybe if to my next question, which would be, at what stage should the student start applying? Maybe for a student who did their KCSE last year and they don't know, should I start now, should I not start? Or maybe for someone who's graduating in April and they don't know, when should I really start? What could you tell such a student?
What we always say at Study Now is ensure that you do your application as early as possible. So what we mean by this is we have various intakes throughout the year. We have January intake, we have April, May intake, we have September intake, and then now January intake again. So if you are aiming for January intake, you should start your application as early as September. The reason for this is Kenyan students or Kenya, we do things last minute. Tunapenda kurush. But when you are doing these applications, it's easy for you to miss your window like this. So if you're aiming for January intake, say ukimbia last minute, you want to start applications in December. Tutafanya application yako, but it will be so hurried, and it will be you would be very prone to missing your window than if you started your application earlier. So what I will say is, for students that are willing to start their application as early as April, May, because we still have a few intakes for this April, May. For students aiming for that, they should start their applications as early as
Leo, Kasijana, Leo, today. It's important to start your application early. Yes, I can't stress that enough.
The earlier the better. You know, also in Kenya there's a culture that last minute is last minute is the time that now you want to apply, you want to come to study now, you want to do all these things. But as you say, the earlier the better. The earlier
the better, because now you would avoid a lot of overwhelming, a lot of fatigue, a lot of stress.
And maybe now you can tell us, even as we wind up and go for a break, you can tell them how involved are you in the visa application process, because this is another place where people really struggle.
One thing about study now is once you begin your application,
us doing your application does not mean that we are not involving you. We are taking you step by step. You've given us your document, we take you through, we tell you, we've given this to your the university, they are said 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You've gotten to the visa application process. We actually handle your process, but we still let you know this and this and this is happening. That is why we tend to be very transparent when it comes to these applications. Why? Because as much as we are doing the application, it is yours as a student. True. So we want to involve you as much as possible, so there will be transparency between Study Now and you. So it will be hard for you to miss anything throughout the whole process. Whether it's from the inquiry, it would be hard for you to miss. Whether it's from the guidance, the counseling part, it would be hard for you to miss anything. The visa part, admissions, it would be very hard for you to miss it, because we tend to tell you everything that is required, everything that's happening, you know. Yes.
Wow, that is so profound. And I think that with where we are at right now, someone who was stranded, they already know where to start. And guys, we're taking a short break. We'll be back. When we're back, we're going to be handling the requirements and how someone can know if they are eligible or not. So do not touch that dial. Also, remember, we love your feedback. So find us on our Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok pages at mwangazatv, and post that comment, ask that question, and we're going to be getting back to you. So stay tuned.
Unatazama Mwangaza TV, tumaini lako.
Is your home ready for an upgrade? Tired of furniture that's just ordinary? Welcome to Grandmark Furniture Hub, where high quality meets visionary design. We craft pieces that transform your space. Imagine sinking into our luxurious ultra comfortable sofa sets, or gathering you or your family around a stunning modern dining table set. Premium beds that scream quality and comfort. Stylish coffee tables, TV stands that elevate your living room. Side cabinets and office furniture that brings warmth and productivity together. From the softest fabrics to flawless hand-finished detail, every item reflects our promise, creativity, and beyond, letting your style shine and allowing your furniture to tell your story. Ready to experience the Grandmark difference? Visit our Nairobi Utawala branch at Heritage Plaza, or call us through 0710-228-888, or our Kisitown branch at Magoma Peugeot Plaza, adjacent to Quickmart and Chiro, or call us via 0797-089-048, or connect with us on all social platforms at Grandmark Furniture Hub. Grandmark Furniture Hub, creativity and beyond.
The cry cry of our heart is to be where you are.
Kila siku ya Ijumaa tunatamatisha wiki kwa sifa na nderemo kwake Mwenyezi Mungu.
Jesus Christ is Redeemer.
Bendi tofauti tofauti zote nia ikiwa ni moja: kumtukuza Mwenyezi Mungu. Hakikisha unatazama Sifa Night kila Ijumaa kuanzia saa 2 za jioni. Usikose.
Kumbe hata unanipigia ushafika. Mko vipi?
Tuko salama kabisa.
Ndio mmeingia saa hizi? Funguo ziko wapi? Una driving license?
Niko nayo.
Hebu nione kwanza.
Mimi niko na experience ya shakameta.
Wow. Oti, fungua gate. Shuka kwanza. Leta funguo. Kwani nikuulize ulisoma wapi kuendesha gari? Umeniambia unajua kuendesha gari, aibu angalia vile ambavyo unatarisha maisha ya watumizi wengine wa barabara. Kwani wewe?
Nasuliniambia unajua kuendesha gari. Wewe na shakameta mko hivi. Nini imefanyika?
Hebu ingia, nataka nikupeleke Jewel Institute of Advanced Driving School. Utende ufanye refresh. Kusema kwamba ujikumbushe. Hebu ingia hapo hivyo twende.
Excellence and quality driving school instructions is what Jewel Driving School offers. It gives you an experience like no other, accredited by NTSA. A driver's safety comes along with careful driving, bearing in mind other road users and pedestrians included. We offer theoretical driving classes, executive classes and refresher courses. We offer training on both manual and auto transmission vehicles, and our training are based on the new NTSA curriculum. We are located 5th floor, Jewel Complex, Ruesambu, next to TRM Thika Road. Come join us and experience a driver's confidence. Jewel Driving School. Drive with confidence.
Ukiwa na biashara yako ambayo ungependa imfikie mteja wako vyema na kwa njia sabamba, zungumza nasi kupitia 0758487904 0758487904. Mwangaza TV ni tumaini la biashara yako.
Unatazama Mwangaza TV, tumaini lako.
Welcome back, guys, and we have so much for you in this second segment. Remember, we're reading your comments, we're answering your questions and everything else that you need to know. So Eve, we are back, and people are so excited for this second segment because you're going to be telling us what we need, what makes me eligible, what documents do I need. Unajua kuna mtu anasema niko na birth certificate, and that's that. So just take us from the first document, the most important document that we need, and also tell tell us, can there be something like maybe my documents are fake? Ama, have you ever handled such a case? Yeah.
Let me begin by the documents required, then we'll get to the So the very first thing that you need to study abroad is an international passport. Without an international passport, you can't study abroad. Why? Because you'd be required to have a passport to actually travel. So you need to have a passport. The second thing you need to have is official degree certificates and transcripts. So if at all you are upgrading to a master's program or something above a degree, you would be required to submit your official certificates, your live out official certificates, transcripts. That goes the same to KCSE certificates. You need to also have an official KCSE certificate, and not that printouts that people do. Again, an official certificate. After that, you'd be required to have a CV, a detailed CV. Let me explain why you need a detailed CV. Because most of these institutions would require to know exactly what you have been doing. Say for example, you want to study a master's program and you did your degree certificate, say 5 years ago. What were you doing during this period, this 5-year period? You see, you'd also be required to do the same if at all you're doing an undergraduate degree. You'd be required to actually state, since you finished school, what have you been doing? And you need to state it by institution, by institution, by institution, and what you are doing in that institution. This is to keep track of the time from when you finished your studies to when you want to start your studies again. A detailed CV is very important. It should not have more than a 6-month gap. Wow. Your CV should not have anything more than 6 months gap. You need to account for every minute you are outside. That is something else you need to have. Another thing you need to have is a statement of purpose. A statement of purpose really is addressed to the university. And this is a statement on, I want to study this course, I want to study in this university, I want to do this and this and this. You need to know everything that has to do with that course and why you want to study in that university. One thing that students don't get is, you want to study abroad, you want to go to this specific university, but you know nothing about that specific university. You need to know everything. If at all you actually want to study in that course, you need to know the course modules, you need to know this university offers this and this and this and this, and the genuine reason why you want to study in that specific university.
And what about a student who maybe doesn't have perfect grades? Because there's also a notion, which I don't know if it's true or not, that for me to study abroad, I need to have maybe scored an A in my KCSE or maybe B+. What would you say about that?
That is not correct. That's a myth. Hauhitaji A ama B+ to study abroad. With your grade, there's a course for you. That's what I believe. There's a course for you. You might not begin with your masters, of course, because there are courses that have specific entry requirements when it comes to your KCSE grade. There's also some courses who will require a little bit of a higher grade than the others. So you don't really have to have an A to study abroad.
So there's hope even for a D? Wow. I think today we are relearning and unlearning. And also, what would you tell a student who feels like maybe I want to go to Harvard, but the universities that you're offering, maybe Harvard is not part of that. What is there hope for them?
There is. Let me give an example. If you wanted to study a business course, and you came and you said, I don't want to, or I want to go to a specific university, I don't know any other universities that offer the same course, but this is what I had in mind. That's where we come in with study destinations advisories. We advise you on, this is the best destination, this is the best university, based on 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We don't just give advice just because. We give advice having a full understanding of. The reason I am recommending this university to this student is whatever they want to study, it is offered best here. Yeah. So if you wanted to study business and we tell you this university is best, we're telling you based on, we know that for your business course, you will get the best here.
To add to my question, do you offer scholarships? Because also we know that studying abroad could be much of a big deal financially. Do you offer scholarships, or do you advise people on where they could, get scholarships?
All right. Before I answer that question, there's something else that you will require on the documents. You'd require to have 2 academic or professional references. This is very important. It has to be recommendation letters. They have to be 2, and they have to have institution names at the top. Yeah, the reason for this is we would or schools or universities would like to actually reach out to these people and find out if tuseme umepeana references are professional, if you said you worked here and here, they reach out to this to know, did she actually work here and here and here and here. So the 2 references are very, very, very important. You cannot proceed without those. Now to your question, we do not offer scholarships. That is one thing. We don't offer scholarships, but students are required to pay for their own tuition fees. And don't forget that we mentioned that tuition fees are paid directly to the school. There are schools that have discounts for their international students. There are schools that offer discounts, but we don't have fully funded scholarships. No.
But now the school could decide to, offer scholarship to a student, discount.
A discount. A discount is possible. A scholarship, not so much, but a discount is possible.
Yeah, so okay, that leaves me stranded, because I thought that studying abroad, some people actually go on scholarships. Could you maybe speak on that?
Yes.
Maybe for someone who wants, who's aiming to apply for a scholarship, and now you would say that, and they would think, oh my God, it's a lost cause. It never happens. So maybe you could speak on that and maybe tell them how they could go about that, even though it's not here at Study Now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So at Study Now, we don't have any scholarships, but if a student would get funding from an external source, we will work with that. Say if they applied for a scholarship somewhere else via another company or some company that offers funding, if they get funding from there, we are able to work with that funding. What we don't give is funding from our side. We don't offer scholarships from us, but it does not mean you can't find a scholarship somewhere. You can find your scholarship wherever you find it. Then we work with your funding.
And then you guide them.
Yes.
Yeah, wow. And maybe you've worked with so many students so far. You've been in business for how long? I didn't remember to us. 5 years.
Yes, so just turned 5.
Yeah, and you told us that you have branches in Qatar, UK, Canada. So I'd ask maybe for a student, for someone who's trying to enter this journey, what are the common challenges that people are facing, students in Kenya are facing?
Okay.
Yeah.
Some students, let me begin by saying that the transparency between Study Now and the student makes this process so much easier for this student. One thing that we have a challenge with some of the students is keeping consistency. Hapo kidogo kuna shida. The reason I'm saying this is a student will begin the application process. Aya, anzie, tumrespondie, they get to the engagement team, they pass the engagement team, they get to the counseling team. Amefika kwa counselor. Counselor amemwambia, this and this is the documents that you need to submit, inahitajika. And then, all of a sudden,
they feel like it's too much.
They just decide to not speak again.
Typical Kenyans.
They don't say alikuwa nataka kwenda January intake. It's now let me use May intake because we are in January, right?
Yes.
Aseme anataka kwenda May intake. Student begins.
Yeah.
Ikifika February
na imefika to the peak ile yenye we are asking you for your documents nini so that we can send you to the admissions team, they just go quiet. So we keep trying to reach out and then ikifika April hivi ndo student tena. And they would now require to, mi bado nataka kwenda May, mi bado nataka kwenda, but you literally left your process all the way back to the time you would have done it a little bit easier. Na sasa we are to call rush minute. Yeah. So that is one challenge, students not maintaining consistency with the teams that are engaging with them. Another challenge that students could go through mostly are the students that assume that we have scholarships, because some of them do, and it's not a bad thing, but now if a student does not have funding, we are unable to proceed with this application. And the reason being is, for you to apply, you need to pay. Some of these universities do not ask for a full payment, like 100%, but you need to have all the funds. You don't have to pay all of it from the beginning, but you need to have all of it. Yes.
And how do you help students overcome some of these challenges?
One thing is we ensure that every time we engage with a student, we tell them, we assure them that in every step of this process, we're there. Any question you have, uliza tu, like usi assume. Don't assume, alafu tena usijieke maswali because you are afraid of asking. Uliza tu swali, and that's why we are here, basically. So if you have any question, you ask. Once a student inquires of something, we ensure that we actually extensively, detailedly tell them what is required. So we ensure there is that constant communication between us and the students, and we also ensure that we are also solution oriented. We don't offer scholarships. This is what you can do. We don't have this and this. This is what you can do. So that the student knows, even if I can get this here, I can get it from some and then proceed with study now.
So maybe just to ask, someone has been hearing funding, and they don't know how much. Maybe you can just give us a detailed report on how much funds are needed, maybe in the first installment of payment, and how you can pay gradually.
All right. So I'd give a range for your school fees. Most universities have a range between 11,800 to 17,000 pounds. This is per academic year. By per academic year, I mean for master's programs, they go for 1 year. So if a student pays for the 1 year, they are done, right? For undergraduate programs, it goes for 3 years. So you need to pay this per year. Right? So the range is 11,800 to 17,000 pounds, which adds up to around 2 million shillings and above per academic
Kenyan shillings
per academic year. Now, some of these universities would require you to pay half. Some ask for 50% deposit. Some ask for less, some ask for more. So whatever the university asks for is what you pay up front, and then you will continue to pay afterwards. But you have to have the full amount, and that's the tuition fee only. You'd also be required to have your traveling fees. This is your flight ticket, your accommodation, and you'd also be required to pay for your visa. So plus the 2 million shillings, you'd be required to have the extra miscellaneous.
So Eve, maybe you can tell us the future plans for Study Now, and how you've been, been consistent to see that your vision and your mission for Study Now is being achieved.
All right. So we do not only say things, we actually do things. And we ensure that we provide opportunities for these students to actually achieve what they want to achieve. By this, we help through the events that we hold. We have expos, we have fairs throughout the year, where the universities come here, they send representatives that students can have a one-on-one contact with. So they come to the events and they talk to the students one-on-one, telling them of what the university offers, what are the current courses available, what are the intakes available. So this is important for the student because they are able to have a contact with the actual university, not only Study Now. So we ensure that we actually achieve something.
That relationship, you create that relationship. Wow. And maybe for someone who's watching and is asking, what's the catch? Because now they've heard that everything is free, and they're like, are you running a charity company? So how do you get your revenue as Study Now?
All right. We do have institutions that we have already partnered with. So we are not trying to
because you've shown interest, you start looking for somewhere. We already have it. We have partner institutions, and these are the institutions that we place students in.
And now someone has studied, a student is in Canada and they're studying, and they're done studying. So what next for this student?
In most destinations, we have a post-study work visa, so you are allowed to stay there for a while for you to find something. You can work there, you can decide to proceed to stay there, work there, or you can decide after you're done, you can come back. And as you also study, you are allowed to work.
Oh, nice.
You're allowed to work, but not for so long. Mostly it's usually 20 hours per week a student is allowed to work as they also study, so that they can also keep up, kutafuta pesa ya upkeep, nini, so it's allowed.
Wow. Do you get in touch with the student after they are wamefika in school? The process just because someone is wondering, now I'm in the UK, I need to be in touch with home. Do you do that?
Yes, we actually keep contact with our students, because we would also want to follow up on how is your studies going, how is the school, how is everything okay, because we tend to also believe that we have recommended a good school to the students. The process has been nice, but when they get there, how is the life going over there? So we are able to see if there's anything that we can do or not.
Because there's a lot of doubt with people who have gone to study abroad or to work abroad, and they go there and the conditions are bad and they don't have a way to come back. So how do you ensure that maybe the student's safety is top notch even as they study? And let's say a student reached out to you and they said, guys, I came here, but now I want to come back. I want to come back to Kenya. I can't, I'm dying. What do you do? Have you experienced such a case?
Actually, no. Because the students who actually paid to go abroad are actually students who want to go abroad. And also, I think they get there and they actually are more open to the opportunities over there, and they tend to finish their studies before coming back. There are those who would go study and come back, but we've not experienced a case that wameenda hajamaliza na anataka kurudi.
Wow, that means that you people are placing students to good places. And maybe you can share a study now success story, and then as we wind up.
All right. So we have taken quite a number of students abroad and across all our destinations. Again, let me mention, we have UK, we have Malta, we have Germany, and we have Canada. So the students we have taken there, mostly we have different programs for them, the masters and the undergraduate programs as well. So many of these students have actually studied over there. Some have gotten jobs over there, others have gotten jobs here in renowned companies. This is to say that the global degree that they get from there is able to actually provide more and better opportunities for them. So I can say our success rates are many.
Many. And how can students get in touch with you? And maybe you can also tell us your social media handles and where to find you.
All right. We have accounts all across all platforms. Study Now EA, because we do have other accounts for the other branches, but for the Kenyan branch, Study Now EA on Instagram, Study Now EA on Facebook. We are also on Twitter, Study Now EA, on TikTok, Study Now EA, and then on LinkedIn, Study Now.
Wow. Thank you so much, Eve. I know so many people have been enlightened and so many questions have been answered, and thank you so much for having this time with us.
Thank you so much.
We are so excited as Mwangaza TV and the Business Spotlight. Thank you guys. This has been the Business Spotlight. Till next week Thursday, the same time, 7:45 p.m. I have been your host, Nelly Moremi. Do not touch that dial. Stay tuned.